Going down.
Hey,
It's a great way to start the show.
should we start over? Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and
Yeah.
banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
All right. Are you all right? We had to restart the show, but I left it in because I'm a jerk.
Thanks, man.
It's going down.
Thanks for making.
Wow,
Crap.
35
Shit.
seconds. 38
I
seconds.
don't give a shit.
Fuck.
Hey, Vikings won. Vikings win. Vikings win. We already did it.
You know what, man? The Vikings did win. I'm proud of you.
So did the Buccaneers.
I'm glad that you
So did the
contributed that.
Yuccaneers.
Get out of my house. It's not funny. Why are you laughing?
Tampa Bay Yuccaneers.
Tampa Bay you up.
It's a Sunday at the park.
Good song.
Sometimes a Monday. Sometimes a Thursday night.
Or a
Sometimes
Friday, or
Saturday
a
if it's
Tuesday, or a
Christmas.
Wednesday.
Oh, who cares? Because it's,
It's the NFL.
fucking NFL. Well, there goes our sponsorship. Shit.
They break down my door.
I'm Roger Goodell, and I'm here to kick
Listen,
your
hey,
asses.
listen, fucker. You don't talk negatively about the NFL.
I represent the Shield.
They blow
What
us
are we doing?
away
Why are we
with guns.
just ending any chance we have?
Yeah. With our 6 subscribers. They're like, hey.
We need to make sure off panel, off topic is in a fold because they're going to bring us those 6 people.
Off panel, out of bounds, in the butt. That's their name to me. I'm Roger Goodell. This got removed from YouTube. It was copyright. If you're going to talk shit about the NFL, we're going to own it.
Yeah, dude, because, that's a lot of money for us.
Talking shit on the NFL is prohibited. What the fuck? All right, so this is episode 166, Pickup Sticks of...
166,
Yeah.
give me another 6 and it's the devil.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Be mad at yourself.
If you're still listening to the show, it's on you, you know.
Hey, that's not really nice.
Come on.
That's
Yeah.
nicer. That's better.
Yeah.
It's more clear.
Yep.
More concise.
We have some news.
Did we say I'm Tyler, you're Jake?
Yeah, well, they're going to learn. They'll figure it out.
All right. So,
But, well, this isn't news. This is kind of, I don't know, we just haven't really talked about it. Excuse me. The talks of what happened with the Acolyte, with it being canceled. First of all, I'm not surprised in a way that I didn't think that it was going to be more than one season. Like, I don't know why we had, because I don't know. I just didn't anticipate it being more than one season. Just because of how...
are you saying you would have been, just before you continue, put a pin in it.
No, I will not.
I just don't want you to forget
Yeah.
where you're going. Would you have been okay with it ending after season 1? Like an ambiguous
Yeah, I mean, I would have
kind
been
of-
fine with it just being like that.
Like, we don't know what happens in the 100 years between the two.
I understand the...
Because they'll probably make a series about it at some point.
I know that the stars of it are disappointed, and they clearly enjoyed working on the first season and would like to do a second one. Apologies. I'm sorry, I have allergies real bad. And it's just, like, and I understand that aspect of it, but I don't know. I thought that it ended, the way that it ended, I thought could have been a pretty satisfying end of, like, this ambiguous thing of, like, this is how Plagueis comes up with the thing for Anakin and all
I never
that.
really thought about. I never really thought that way when I first heard the news. I was honestly really disappointed. I don't like that. I don't like that that Headland kind of came out and was like, "Oh, it's because of the racist, misogynist fans." Maybe, but I got to be honest. I think it's how much the series cost, and the fact that everybody in the streaming game is cutting down costs. I mean,
they're bundling now.
well, they're bundling with Max, which is just like, okay,
well,
weird.
watching football this weekend, I saw commercials of sharing this like cable company who isn't selling you cable. They're technically just selling you internet and saying you get this like $15 a month. You get like Peacock and Max, and it's like this is where we are now. And this is just where it is. And you're right. And you're seeing more. You're seeing a little bit of. I think you are seeing a cutback in content.
Well, the MCU just announced it. You know,
yeah, because they're so fucking
the
expensive. It's
COVID shit.
$250 to make, or $250 million.
You take. Here's the justification. You take COVID, and then on top of that, you take the strikes, and on top of that, you take the rising costs of everything because of what is it? The supply chain shit.
Yeah.
Well, it was that big supply chain thing that happened in the Gaza, whatever. And that's the justification for it. And then there's also, we've talked about it so many times, it's unsustainable for these stockholders to be like, we want more numbers every month. Like, it's just not sustainable. So now they're looking at it, instead of going, okay, they're going, well, we're not making enough money. So how do we make more money without getting more subscribers? Well, we fucking slash costs like a motherfucker. And that's
eat
what's
this
going
project
on
here, eat this project for tax free, you know.
Yeah.
And or license it. You're seeing so much of it too. It was like Max was the first one with, first of all, again, HBO Max and turning it into Max and all that stuff,
which is so
but
stupid.
Batman Cape Crusader, which I have been enjoying. I haven't watched every episode. I've watched the first, I think, three, I think, maybe 2.5, 3. Not sure, but I am enjoying that.
7.
But that's an example. That's something that they had. That was produced for HBO Max that Warner Brothers didn't want, and then licensed it out to Prime. And well, the frustrating thing to me is they're again defeating their purpose. And this is something that anybody that could watch this see this was going to happen, because it was already working on one thing. Doesn't mean we can go on a whole separate tangent on that, but. When it comes to the Acolyte, I think it was a combination of things. I think that the negativity of it online definitely played some part into it. I truthfully think Star Wars as a brand, as a reputation, doesn't have a great track record. And I think, let's be completely honest here, from an objective standpoint, and I'm saying this as you and me and other people that I've talked to about this, that have come through with a good faith view of this, Disney has not been delivering their best when it's come to Star Wars. They just haven't. So it's a little bit of that, and I think it's a little bit of the chuds and how they treat these people.
Oh, yeah.
It's a combination of things.
And
It's never one thing.
It cost $200 million for
they had
8 episodes.
They had to cut down and have the one scene with the Wookiee and just say that, and then have him killed off screen because he was too expensive. And yeah, it isn't sustainable to make $250 million movies, let alone TV shows. 8 episodes, 8 hours of content you're creating.
So I want to talk about something, because before there's a Star Wars book that I'm not sure if it's legacy or if it's recognized as canon in the Disney stuff, Legends or whatever it is. But it's called Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and it came out early in the 80s or late 70s.
Yeah.
And it was basically a script that I can't remember who wrote it, but they wrote a script for a sequel to Star Wars in case it didn't do well. To do
if the first one didn't do well, this would be
to do a cheap sequel.
Gotcha.
And the way that they kind of and my brother reminded me of this, and the way that they kind of did it was brilliant, is that they had all of the characters, stranded on one planet.
Yeah.
And it was a foggy planet, so not a lot of location scouting. It's a really tense, like, psychological drama, really. Mm-hmm. And it would be great for somebody to do that. However, obviously Star Wars took off.
Yeah.
And he did whatever. Somebody can probably correct me on that, but that came from a script that they were planning on doing just in case. And to me, I was talking to my brother about it, and he's telling me, that's the problem, is that the scope of it. Star Wars feels like it always has to be so epic.
Yeah.
In every way. TV shows even.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that with The Mandalorian. We saw that with Book of Boba Fett.
Well, yeah, it's the whole everything has to be the epic space opera.
But
every
does it?
single time. No, and that is what's been, and this is my honest understanding of it, and this is just being a fan of. Like I've said this before, I never read the comics or the books of the expanded lore and stuff for Star Wars, but I have with other franchises. Yeah. I have done it with other things that interest me, so I understand that aspect of it. And what's so appealing about that is with Star Wars, you can tell because it's such a vast world and the lore is so dense that you don't have to tell an epic. And then that's the issue you run into, right? Because you don't have to do that, and I think Rogue One is an example of a movie that's really good, that isn't that level, that has that impact and has a finality to it. And then you look at something like Solo, which honestly, in my opinion, gets way too much hate. It's a fun movie.
It's way more fun.
However,
than it is.
It's so inconsequential.
Mm.
And part of the problem, and I think this is another issue with the Acolyte itself, is we have so much focus. Even The Mandalorian has so much focus on the past and this nostalgia baiting shit. And like, if you're gonna critique Disney for anything, it's nostalgia baiting. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, look at how much they made off of Mandalorian and the sequel trilogy.
And I think a lot of fans of Star Wars are like me, where I'm in a place of why the High Empire or the High Republic, and what Mangold wants to do and do like a Swords and Sandals Ben-Hur style movie. I still think that's interesting and cool, and I want to see that, but there's also part of me is like, let's just get the fuck away from this stuff. Like, look, I get it. Everybody knows the original trilogy. Everybody, my generation especially, talks about the prequels a lot. And the sequel trilogy has its place. But it's like, let's move the fuck on and go 1,000 fucking years in the future. 2,000 years. Because who fucking cares? Can we just all accept that this shit is silly and fun, and just make it silly and fun?
And the other thing too, and here's how fucking
Star Wars has always been silly.
Here's how ingrained it is in me. You were like 1,000 or 2,000 years in the future, and I'm like, well, how would you even know it was Star Wars still?
How would you not? You made it up. Like, you fucking lunatics. That's another thing. Hey, can I just say it? Here's a big problem. Here's a huge big problem. I want you to really hear this. I want you to hear this.
I want to hear it.
And this is someone who loves this stuff. I want to tell you this. This is someone who loves comic books and pop culture and movies and
popcorn.
all this stuff. There are so much bigger things and important things in your life than to threaten someone's life and threaten everything about them over a silly fucking show. It is silly.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, it is stupid. It is goofy. It is silly, and that's why I love it. But I would never, ever go after someone else over a silly, dumb fucking light-up sword show. Let's be honest. That's what it is. Grow up. This shit is dumb and silly, and that's what makes it fun.
Listen, man.
When you start treating the Force like a real religion, you need to go outside. Please. Interact with human beings and not a screen. I'm serious.
I know.
That's the biggest issue, I think, with this whole fandom and everything in it. You take it way too fucking seriously, man. And I get it. There's something about being passionate, and I want to be very clear. I think it's cool to go to conventions and cosplay and be passionate about this shit and be into it and love it. That's great. I'm not talking about you at all. I am talking about people that make video after video after video, always specifically targeting black characters, always specifically saying, motherfucker said it in the trailer for Acolyte. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers fucking said, this doesn't appeal to me because there's no white guys in it. He fucking said it.
Yeah.
Ryan Cannell. There's clips of him saying that every race throughout history has been slaves. It seems like black people are the only ones that can't get over it. Said that on camera.
Jesus.
Go outside.
Yeah.
And for those
Space
those two guys in particular, go outside and walk into traffic.
It's space wizards.
And I mean that with my chest. Walk into traffic, please. I'm also not saying to someone hit them. I really don't.
We just, yeah.
Because I have to, and it's the internet.
Just
I need to
want you to
I need to
stop
be clear.
poisoning
I don't want
the
any
well.
violence to happen to those
No,
guys.
but
I want them to stop treating this like it's actually. You treat it like this is real policy in real life. You treat this like the force is a thing in real life. It's not, buddy. Like,
Well,
I
no,
understand getting
no.
lost in a world. I
Let's-
understand that.
hey,
but, like, you
let's-
still have to have a line. You know?
Let's be honest about this, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of this shit is to indoctrinate fucking, small-minded people
Yeah.
who have nothing better to do than to be on the internet into the alt-right, okay? No, it is.
Yeah. No,
That's-
it is.
They appeal to you because you have no friends and all you know is Star Wars.
You're lonely.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's never been about Star Wars or comic books for them.
And-
It's been about how can I recruit more people to this underground hate fest.
And that is why when we have covered them, we have done our
Because
best.
I'm making a lot of money doing it.
We did do, there are times when we've, made jokes and done a thing about the comment section. But for the most part, we attack them,
Oh, yeah.
like Jeremy and Ryan and all those guys, because we attack them because, it's the same thing with, like,
fucking the human race as a whole.
it's the same.
Like, just-
Well, no, it's just I try my best to not get mad at the people that listen. There are probably people, and I guarantee there are people that are subscribed to them and are fucking horrible human beings. I
Yeah,
guarantee
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
But I also think it's most of them are people that you just talked about that are just someone that crave social interaction, and they're getting it from this group. It's just unfortunate it has to be from a group of people that spew slurs and hate speech, which is what they do. And YouTube never enforces their fucking policies on them because they will make money, so they don't care. Because if you really looked into their rules, those people violate it constantly.
Weird that the NFL is cool with YouTube TV presenting their games. Shit, did we just fuck ourselves again?
But no,
Just keep
that's what I'm
fucking
talking about.
yourselves
That's
out
what I
of
get so-
NFL money.
That's what I get so upset about, because on one hand, there is such a beautiful thing about finding a book, a comic, movie, whatever it is, a property, franchise, whatever you want to call it, and finding other human beings that love it too, and you're passionate about it, and you talk. Dude, it's so fucking awesome. That's the whole reason we did this podcast, started doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And
Because we started talking about RoboCop. You like that too?
and to think it gets fucking mutilated and destroyed in a stupid algorithmic world that we live in by people like that don't actually want to truthfully engage with Star Wars and engage with any of it.
No, they want to use it as a weapon to spew their shit.
You and I have been very critical of Disney Star Wars of this show. And we
Hell
are coming from, and I have, again,
The first 3 episodes, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And by the end of it, I'm like, I'm a changed human being. Because it's fucking great.
and not every, and
I
it's
wasn't super happy about the Yoda and Darth Sidious, fucking cameos, but whatever.
But when you make targeted attacks at this, Moses, she was in the Obi-Wan show, Reva's character, but they pick Reva out of that show to attack the most and make memes about in their thumbnails about, and they do it again with Amandala because Amandala made the mistake of, I don't know, expressing herself and making a song and releasing that, talking about it. And then that gave them fodder for that. So then she became their enemy. And she talks about, she made a video on and put it up on, I think, Instagram and Twitter. I don't even think she uses Twitter anymore.
Probably not.
But she said in that video, I don't really use social media anymore because of people like that. And that's what I'm talking about. You're fucking pathetic. It ain't cool, man. It's fucking lame.
If your whole purpose is to drive other people, is to make them feel pain, of any sort, physical, traumatic, emotional, mental. If that's your whole goal in life, you're a shitty person. And I'm sorry you didn't get enough love growing up. I don't know what it is, but you're a shitty human being. That's all there is to it. So stop it. If you're one of those people, and you probably aren't, because there's only 13 of you, and
it frustrates me
I don't
because
think any of you are
they
that
get to
bad.
take this little victory lap because the show gets canceled, so they can fucking
And
take.
well, like I said, Headland came out and was like, "It's because of you guys." Like, don't give them. Yeah, no. Come out and say, "Hey, it was expensive as fuck," because that's a big deal. Are you okay?
Yeah. Listen. Can I just sit here? Can I just do
I
the
don't know,
show?
You're not just sitting there.
I bumped the
bouncing your
table.
knee and
Gosh.
shit. No, you're like,
Yeah. Get to the next topic. Skip along.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I have a lot of thoughts about that, and I think that's another frustrating thing. They're going to take that victory lap. And I think there are some legitimate criticisms towards that show, but I never thought that The Acolyte was a horrible, terrible show.
The worst I thought was
a lot of it didn't appeal to me, which is fine.
I read a review right after I watched the first. What didn't it come out the first two?
Yeah.
Okay. I read a review before I think I saw it, and it was like, this is the first Disney Plus thing that feels like a TV show, or the first Star Wars thing that feels like a TV show. And I kind of felt like that. I agreed with that a little bit. I didn't. It wasn't my style. Like, if I took it as a whole, if I take it as a whole now, based on what with the twists and the turns and everything, and how the story changed and how the storytelling changed.
Yeah.
If I take it as a whole, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, those first like 3 or 4 episodes, you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
Especially that third episode. There's no defending that episode. Ugh. We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about that at Christmas
Wow.
or Thanksgiving.
No, you never know. Maybe those characters show up later.
You never know.
It's some other thing. Who knows?
How far did we get before I sang?
Not very far if you technically count the 35 seconds.
No. What time is it now?
22 something.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But you did it in
Not
like,
singing for 22 minutes.
Come in.
That's real funny, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's funny.
Yeah, dude. So this is news that I just saw pop up that I didn't know was a thing.
Ooh.
They're getting another Wolfman remake. It's just called Wolfman. From it's also coming from Lee Wanell. He did the Invisible Man remake from 2020, which actually pretty solid movie.
Never seen
I
it.
enjoyed it. Pretty good.
I heard things. Good things.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
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 I wanted to watch the teaser for that, but we could talk about that.
I don't want to
different day.
watch a teaser.
Fuck you then.
Wow.
All right, we're going to talk about Marvel's Vision show. That's still a thing. Because who knows when they cancel things anymore. But it's interesting because you had a topic you want to talk about, and it's a good segue into it. So Picard actor Todd Stashwick will be in the Vision series. So, by the way, Picard beat me up what you were talking about earlier.
Oh,
Yeah. So, yes, Todd Stashwick who played a key role in Season 3 of Star Trek Picard, has joined Paul Bettany and James Spader, which, by the way, are they bringing back Ultron? Because James Spader's coming back.
That'd be fucking cool.
We haven't talked about that because I forgot about that. Yeah, they got James Spader to come back.
Cool.
So,
Love James
we doing
Spader.
White Vision and
Fucking
Ultron?
love James Spader. I don't know. What's
then-
it about?
I don't know. It's super vague. So this is supposed to be
Super vague.
So this is going to be Vision Quest, by the way. So he is going to be rejoined with Terry Matalas, who did Picard season 3. He was the showrunner. Picard. He's going to be the showrunner.
Stopped
of
running
this.
it. Stopped watching it after episode 1 of season 2.
By the way, Hollywood Reporter is the article I'm referring
Which
to.
I am.
I've heard season 3 brings it back, and it's really, really
I've
good.
heard
but I don't know.
that if I stuck it out through season 2, that it's like wow. But he looked so fucking old in that first. It's terrible. And at the end of season 1, he becomes like. Do you want to spoil it?
I don't care.
At the end of season 1, Picard gets his consciousness transferred into a body like Data's. But it's different because he's still going to live. His brain is still going to live the allotted, time, and his body will, but his body won't age anymore until he dies or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we come back in season 2, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Picard. Let's kick some ass." And it's like, whoa, didn't you just get transferred into
I'm not alive.
I am not. I'm like a cyborg and shit.
So yeah, a little bit more on the information on Vision Quest, which again I
It's
keep
called
forgetting.
Vision Quest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a better name
Which is a...
than Vision. I'm so funny. All right.
what we did was we took WandaVision and we just took Wanda and we just replaced it with Vision.
Vision.
I match that.
Vision.
Vision.
So yeah, Spader is reprising his role as Ultron.
Ooh.
He
Tell
will,
me more.
It's still had a hand. It's something about him coming back, but we're not sure if it's going to be a robot or human, like an android.
Or like
But how is he coming-
Arnim Zola from
My
like
question
Winter
is,
Soldier.
how is he coming back unless?
Like an Arnim's, you know what I'm saying?
But he killed. Vision killed the last remaining Ultron. Like he kept jumping to bodies, and he finally killed him. The last one. And he's like, yeah, it was worth a shot or whatever. And he just. So maybe they're saying that like Ultron. This is a new Ultron that's recreated from inside the consciousness of the White Vision. Like I don't know. Regardless, I'm interested.
Remember that thing that took apart the Vision, that agency or whatever?
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to recreate Ultron, and they did, but it's flawed. So it's like
Even more Ultron.
no, like he can't escape from whatever he's in.
But new Ultimate Ultron.
No, I'm saying like if Ultron was
Yeah.
able to be alive, like
Yeah.
we would have known about it by now. But this way they can play with it.
But he is sentient, so I don't know.
He's sentient.
Sentient.
Not like the other cyborgs. They have no feelings.
Apparently, the show will be tackling Vision's search for a new purpose in life, and says that Stashwick will play an assassin who is on the trail of the android. So, yeah. At least Paul Bettany's getting work. Good for him. The most intriguing thing is the Ultron aspect of it, and how that is going to come into place. He going to be the antagonist of the series? Or are we going to get like the team up story?
Well, apparently the Wonder Man series is still a thing, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
I don't know. Their TV is kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I
And
don't
what is
I don't know.
because you still have Daredevil coming out at some point.
Right? Where does that fit in? Look,
Where
I'll
does
watch
it fit in?
I'll watch it.
Of course you'll watch it.
Hey, don't call me a shill. I'm
You
totally
are,
a shill.
you Marvel
I'm
shill.
totally a fucking shill.
The truth hurts, dude.
The truth hurts. Wear it.
Wear it? Where are you wearing it to?
Hey, that's none of my business.
All right. I don't even know where to go from there.
Well, so there's a popular phrase.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yo, man,
I'll take it.
Oh, wait.
That's by the
what'd you do?
Fabulous Thunderbirds starring. So we're talking about Picard a little bit, and this is kind of in reference to Star Trek. And one of the things I thought was kind of interesting is I've always been a Star Trek fan, and some of the movies that I really enjoyed growing up that I still watch today are like the 2, 3, and 4. I think I can't remember what it's called, but it's I think loosely called the Spock trilogy of the Star Trek movies. And one of my favorite parts is Scotty. In 4, he invents transparent aluminum and gives it to this guy. It's really funny. Anyway, there has been a popular phrase called "Beam me up, Scotty." It's "Beam me up, Scotty" from the show, and it's never actually attributed because he's never actually said it in the show. And so I'm reading this thing about this article about all these different ways that the misquotation in his actual obituary, James Doohan, he's referenced as the character who responded to the command "Beam me up, Scotty." And Doohan
They never said it in the show.
Never. And Doohan himself chose to use the phrase as the title of his 1996 biography. Now, there's been near misses, and I won't get into all that, but there's been a couple of different close things. The complete phrase was eventually said by William Shatner in the audio adaptation of his non-canon novel, Star Trek: The Ashes of Eden.
Okay.
So I'm reading about all this, and there's, the first story of, or the first use of it can be found 10 years after Star Trek's airing in 1966, so in 1976. In a publication of the Royal Aeronautical Journal, it describes a certain routine as, quote, a sort of, quote, beam me up Scotty routine, quote, unquote. Over time, the phrase has been extended to beam me up Scotty, there's no intelligent life down here. You've seen bumper stickers and t-shirts like that and whatnot. Yeah. That's never been said on the show, anything like that. But what got me really down here was I'm reading all this stuff about this phrase, and then the phrase has also been used as slang for certain drugs. An Oxford reference page defined "Beam Me Up Scotty" as, quote, a mixture of phencyclidine and cocaine, and to, quote, talk to Scotty, quote, high off Scotty, see Scotty, etc.
I'm high off the Scotty, man.
And I'm just like, I'm talking to Scotty, man. Like, what the fuck are you fucking talking about? The phrase has been referenced by Baxter County Sheriff's drug slang definitions. And can I just tell you, Baxter County Sheriffs, you have no fucking clue
They're
what you're
the
doing.
Squatch Detective.
Oh, my God. It is also
It's a
referenced
tinfoil
in the book
reference.
Vice Slang by Tom Dalzell and Terry Victor for crack cocaine and to describe beamers or beamers as those taking said drugs. I smoked crack twice in Denver, and I never, ever, I would have done it a lot more if people were like, you want to get beamed up, dude, from Scotty? I would have been like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's go watch some Next Generation or whatever. I'm going to get roasted for that one. He was on TOS. That's the original series.
I know. Okay. Why don't you calm down?
Do you know? I never heard anybody
Hey,
go
man,
like,
you want to get beamed?
you want to talk to Scotty?
I smoked crack twice, and I would have done it.
First of all, and I used to do a lot of cocaine, and that Scotty shit sounds cool, so find me some. No, I don't know what that other shit, phencyclidine, is, but put that in my car. All right, sounds good. Woo, let's do it. I'm just saying, nobody ever said, you want to talk to Scotty or any of that shit. So just calm down with all that. I don't understand.
Crack cocaine.
If somebody said to me, like, at a bar, like, hey, you want to talk to Scotty? I would have been like, who the fuck is Scotty? Because I figured it would have been one of their buddies named Scotty or some shit.
But then someone's like, do you want to smoke?
Crack cocaine.
I would have been like, yeah, let's go do that.
Yeah.
Why do you gotta fucking be so vague and like so roundabout? Just fucking say it.
So it's funny.
Let's go smoke some.
Crack cocaine.
You want me to smoke
and then
some?
afterwards,
crack cocaine.
And then
Then
afterwards,
ask me to smoke some.
Eat your ass.
Yeah. Well, to pay for it.
you know how much that costs?
$1 million, bitch.
All right, so it's funny you say about the beam me up thing, how that was never said in the show. It's also like Jerry Seinfeld never said, "What's the deal?" Like that was like he obviously makes that style of observational comedy.
It's the same thing.
but
Star
he never
Wars,
said that.
Luke, I'm your father. He never says that. But that's what everybody
Luke said,
references.
Luke, what's the deal with your parenthood?
Luke,
what's the deal with your dad?
What's the deal with what Obi-Wan's filling your head with? If you want a donut, have a whole donut. Don't eat the whole. That's an actual. Jerry Seinfeld. bit.
It's a long box.
Why do you sound like you just farted over there? You're like, ugh.
It's the long box.
Let me whip this out.
Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness?
So again, we're still working on some things for the show and things we want to cover. So
he's just like, fucking, that sucks.
it's true. So this week we're gonna do what we call a double wide extended long box.
I think you should all write in on the comments and say Tyler needs more input on content.
I think you should all write in and say, "This is not Tyler," so I know which ones are, which ones aren't.
I'm gonna open a bunch of fucking
Does that mean
bot
fucking
accounts.
fake Gmails and be like,
I'm gonna
"Hey,
get my-
Tyler's
I'm
great."
gonna get my music YouTube channel suspended by
Bot.
botting a bunch of comments on my own fucking podcast YouTube
Spotify
channel.
is gonna give you the email and say.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Be mad at yourself.
So by what we mean by double wide extended, we mean that we're gonna do more than one thing that we really been digging
We
on.
mean big.
Big things, big if true. So do you want to do like I do two, you do two, or do you want to do I do one, you do one? All right. Tyler, you've been fingering a package over there for.
So I went to JCD and Hobby the other day.
Shout out.
Fine
I don't think they want to be shouted
They
out on this
should be.
show.
sponsors, but we'll see.
Sponsor this shit, please.
Sponsor the show. We only swear about 70% of the time. Fuck.
Yeah, you fucking lucky.
Hang on a second. So my first one is I was at the store the other day and I picked up a reprint of Action Comics from the year 2000.
The year 2000.
The year 2000. And it's actually, if you see the print from the front.
Oh my gosh, that is so 2000s on the back. Look at that. Is that you too?
No, but you see
Oh yeah.
the seal.
Seal of approval.
So, it's pretty cool.
Let me see. Can I look at the back of this? I just want to point something out.
So the back of it is L2, which is Levi's. Yeah, it's so.
Can I look through it while you're talking about it?
Well, no, I gotta see it to
Okay.
talk about it. Sorry, dude.
I'll stop talking during your long box.
No, you're okay. I just gotta talk. I just gotta her.
Well, I was just saying there are more ads from like the year 2000 in the book.
There should be ads. There's no ads from the original book, which sucks.
Oh, that'd be.
I don't know if there were
Yeah.
ads. You would assume so, because that's how.
That's
they
always
sold
my
shit.
favorite is when you get like used books and you can see the old
Dude,
ads. And
all the ads that when I was growing up were awesome. Like they had Hostess ads where like Spider-Man's fighting fighting Doc Ock, and he's like, "I'm gonna rob this bank," and Spider-Man's like, "How about if I throw you some Hostess cakes?" And he's like, "All right." While I'm eating these, Spider-Man's gonna web me up and take me to jail again.
My brain would have been like, why don't you just make like a fake Hostess villain, and then like Spider-Man's like, instead about webs, I gotta use the cream, and then he just like shoots his.
Where were you in 1972?
Shoots.
Not born.
Shoots his fucking Spider-Man cream.
Jesus. So, one of the great, it's Action Comics #1. It's a reprint of the whole issue, and one of the things, the wraparound. There's Paul Levitz, the executive vice president and publisher of DC at the time. It looks like he writes this, and it's actually really cool. And I'd like to read it to you because it actually sounds very prescient. This is written 24 years ago, of course. 1,000 years ago, the state-of-the-art that combines words and pictures was the illuminated manuscript, a carefully crafted, fragile document telling a tale only a select few would ever be privileged to read. 1,000 years from now, the art form may evolve so that each of us takes the raw electrons from the air and turns them into our own fantasies, moving and speaking on command for the world to access. In between those forms, we have comics. And the reason why I'm reading that is because that second part is almost here, isn't it? Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Excuse me.
so Superman, this is the first appearance of Superman, and unlike we've heard the stories about Spider-Man, whatever, and he was basically Stanley was like, hey, let me just see what this fucking
Spider is on the wall. Spider-Man. I like it. That's how he does it.
no. He shoveled it into because
Amazing Fantasy. Yeah.
yeah, God.
Sorry, I'm talking during a long.
No, I don't care. Fucker. As a distant planet was destroyed by old age, a scientist placed his infant son within a hastily devised spaceship launching it toward Earth. And, a passing motorist discovering the sleeping babe, attendants, there's no mention of the Kents, in the story at all. It's just and it's his physical structure is millions of years advanced of their own. That's why he can leap and has tremendous strength and faster than an express train and blah blah blah. A scientific explanation of Clark Kent's amazing.
So is
strength.
this the introduction of Superman? Or
Basically,
I
yeah.
thought it was Action Comics #1.
It is Action Comics.
Oh, sorry, I thought you had a different.
But
number.
it's all stories. It's the first story, and it's really funny.
Oh yeah, it's a collection of stories, right?
Yeah, but the first story in it is Superman.
Gotcha.
Everything else is just crap, but we'll get to that. Superman, there's no plot to it, and he's trying to get to the governor, and he tears a steel door off, and he gets the. It's really basic shit. It's basic shit. He wants the governor to overturn a death sentence because he has the real murderer, and then he goes out to stop a hurry Kent, a phone tip, wife beating at 211 Court Avenue. I'm on my way.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Wife beating.
yeah. And Superman goes in there and kicks his ass. And then he takes Lois Lane out, and it's very basic art. Lois Lane gets kidnapped, and then he crushes the thing, and it's very basic shit. Okay, the plot is really not there. The dynamic art that we see now in comics is a far cry from what we see here, and so begins the startling adventures of the most sensational strip character of all time, Superman. A physical marvel, a mental wonder. Superman is destined to reshape the destiny of a world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was 1930, one or something, 19. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, 30. Yeah, it was before.
But again, there's no supervillains. It's just basic
he's just
guys
doing shit.
Yeah, he's just basically taking care of street crime and shit, and he can't fly. It's not. It's very. It's
just
stated
jumping
very
around.
clearly. Yeah, Superman leaps out into the night. He's jumping over telephone poles and shit. Anyway, scaring the crap out of the crook. But then we get to the fun part, and there's a story called Chuck Dawson. He's about a cowboy, and hey, what's going on? I got him.
Hey, action.
Adios, Jeopardy. Tell the 4G gang I'll be seeing him. And then we got Zatara, Master Magician, and the Tigress attacks, and it's a chick in an orange and black striped shirt. What a supervillain. And we get to the next story after that is wonderfully a double-page spread of just almost just blatant racism. The South Sea Strategy by Captain Frank Thomas. Then we got Sticky Mitt Stimpson, which is a Benny Hill type of cartoon. The Adventures of Marco Polo is illustrated by Sven Elvin. And I was telling you off the air, back in the day, guys just did this piecemeal, work for hire. That's how they got Kirby, right? Well, back in the day, in this time, people would do 5 cents a page or, whatever. They didn't want anybody in their family to know they did this shit.
Yeah.
So Pep Morgan is the next story, and it is really racist because he has to stop this cheating guy, this cheating boxer, and the other cheating boxer just happens to be, quote, what is it? The Wild Bushman, Australian. I think he's supposed to be I don't know. I think that's what they called Aborigines back then. Yeah, it's pretty horrible. But hey, Pep Morgan stops the evil, And then we got Scoop Scanlon, 5-star reporter. I'm not doing anything but writing stories. And look out, people. And then we got Tex Thompson, which is just a wonderful pastiche of misplaced patriotism, abuse of all kinds of people, and Cowboys.
And
It's just
Cowboys.
pretty awful. And then at the end, we have Stardust by the Stargazer, and it's just these weird, like, Charles Boyer smoked as many as 4 packs of cigarettes a day during the filming of The Garden of Allah. Every time he started to smoke, he was called to act in a scene. Wheeler and Woolsey, 2 of Hollywood's most popular comics. Are you sure? I've never heard of them. Are incorporated as a team. They'll show you the papers if you doubt. What? And then at the very back page, it's fun because they have the actual credits of what they could find.
Yeah.
Chuck Dawson, a story and art by H. Fleming, story and art by Unknown, Alger, Sven Elvin, Fred Gardenier, Will Eli, Bernard Bailey. Like, all these guys were like, I don't want nobody fucking knowing I do this shit. And with fairly good reason. But, I like to do... I like to talk about these older comics like Fantastic Four #1 and Amazing Fantasy #15, and the reason why is because we love comic books and they come from someplace.
Yeah.
And if you don't know where they come from, then you're I think you're cheating yourself a little bit. And so I definitely recommend if you can find a reprint of Action Comics #1 just to understand, like, wow, look at how far we've come.
Yeah.
Like, look at this crap. Like, it is crap. The reason why Action Comics #1, if you can find a mint copy, is so expensive is because there's like 3 left.
Yeah.
It's not because it's a great fucking book at all. It's a shitty book. But it's the first appearance of Superman.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's where the money is. Be like, it's the first appearance of this. Yeah.
But it helps that there's like 3 left.
Right.
Like, as far as we know.
Rarity of it, yeah.
But again, worth checking out, and one of those books that you read, if you're used to comic books now, you're not gonna read a lot of comic books with that kind of art.
Well, and
that 30s art, and it's hard to remember what. It's all very the same. Like, it doesn't look like different artists did different stories. It looks like one artist did all of it. Because there's like a style.
We talked about
use.
this.
Yeah.
If you go back and you read like Stan Lee books and stuff, you'll see how wordy they are.
Yeah.
And you and I talked about as artists became more prevalent, and you're seeing like Frank Miller and like Todd McFarlane and those kind of guys.
Yeah.
Come onto the scene in the late 80s and the 90s. That's when you start seeing more of more cinematic, more visual comic books.
Well,
and you see more of that now. And East of West is an example. That Hickman book.
Okay.
The Hickman book that I was talking about. They did almost a whole entire issue that had no words. They did almost the G.I. Joe thing where there's no words. So
great book. But yeah, Frank Miller was one of the guys who kind of, and McFarlane helped him, or built off of that. The whole double page brooding spread and like 3-word, captions like, he's here somewhere in the night. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
And McFarlane did it with fucking, with Venom and shit, Look, it's fun.
You know that guy only gave me like $200 out of that? The fan that suggested that?
What?
The fan that came up with the idea for Venom only got like $200 out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then Venom is like one of the biggest characters Marvel has. But that guy must have got more than that. But how would he have known at all? But so are you done with yours? So I can do mine and then we go back to yours and then back to mine. My first long box, my first selection is a movie that it took me like 3 or 4 times to watch, which I mentioned last week was a joke that like periodically
you're an old man now.
My son kept waking up, gosh darn it. But I finally got a chance to finish it, and I want to talk about The Fall Guy.
Ooh.
And again, I had this conversation with my wife the day after we watched it, where it was like, I think Glenn, you talked about Tom Cruise being one of the last remaining movie stars. I think Glenn Powell is getting up there, and I think Ryan Gosling is there for sure. I think whatever Ryan Gosling is in, I want to see it because I think he is a really good actor. And I think when he does, he reminds me. I was talking with her about it too, where he does remind me a little bit of Ryan Reynolds, but I think his performance in Barbie and like his humor is a little bit more subtle. Like he is fucking amazing in Barbie. He's great in that
Can
movie.
I say, yeah.
He's great in this. Like I love like
Can I say
he
one
carries this movie.
Can I say one thing? The reason why I said I agree with you. The reason why I said Tom Cruise is like the last great movie star is because he's like, I think we're going to eventually move away from movie theaters.
That's and I feel like that. And even though The Fall Guy didn't make
and Ryan
as much
Gosling
money,
is a well respected, and there are a lot of people who will see his movies, but I think if you look at his box office, I don't think he's anywhere near.
I mean, Blade Runner isn't his fault. Okay?
No.
Fall Guy again is a very fun movie,
But you know what I mean.
But
like,
I can't.
I'm saying I don't think Ryan Gosling can get the majority of public out to theaters like Tom Cruise did with Maverick.
I don't think people.
That's all I'm thinking.
I don't think people got to see this movie because I think that
Didn't it go right to streaming?
No,
Oh.
I mean it did eventually. It did pretty quickly because it didn't make. And this is the problem. This money took a little bit more money. Or this movie took a little bit more
I've
money
heard nothing but good stuff.
because they used
Real stunts.
this is what's frustrating because it's a little bit of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because you could say, well, we'll save money and do CG, but it looks like shit, and we still have all this other money going into this. But we could add a little bit more to our budget, spend a little bit more money, have more practical events, or practical stunts, which is great, but then you gotta hope it's behind a big streamer that really wants to believe in it and put money into it, or you gotta hope it makes a bunch of money. That's unfortunate. And and I never saw watching this movie, enjoying this movie at home. I still think this was, if you saw this in the theater, this is a fun movie. But I just think that it just, to me, didn't seem like a movie that was going to be like a top box office movie. I thought the money that it was going to make was what it was going to be, and it's just a failure just because of how big of the budget was. Like, it didn't seem like this was going to be a huge movie, which is crazy, too, that it didn't work because it had a perfect storm of the fact that there wasn't a Marvel movie around it, and there wasn't, I don't know. It's just
I heard nothing but good
that
things.
aspect is unfortunate because the movie itself is really fun. I watched excuse me, I watched the extended cut on Peacock, so I watched like 2.5 hour version. Very fun movie. Great. I think the dialogue's fun. David Leitch, I can't remember how they say his name.
I think it's Leech.
The guy who did Deadpool 2 did this. And he also has, I think he works with, I don't know if it's his stunt team, but the stunt team that worked on this did like John Wick and has done a bunch of stunt work. And I think it's like North 87 or something like that. And there's some crazy stunts in this movie. And almost a lot of it is practical, and it is just...
If you're
they
making a
broke
movie
record.
about stunt guys, you kind of have
Yeah.
to do
They-
practical stunts.
They broke a record because they've rolled a car 8 times. That's fucking insane. That's awesome. And that's something they point out in the movie where they don't think about is like the stunt guys get to do all the cool shit. But they also get beaten to shit because they're doing crazy over the top.
I don't know if it's changed, but as far as I knew, they don't have a lot of insurance.
I mean, how do you when you're literally getting set on fire? Think about that.
That's
Think
what
about
I'm
that.
saying.
You go
all the money
most
you
people,
make, they should be getting
most people
great medical care.
And again, this movie kind of highlights that too. Of like most people, you say like you go home and like, oh man, it was a rough day at work. This thing happened and this thing, Whereas like, yeah, it was a rough day at work. I had to get hit by a car and I had to get set on fire.
Yeah. I had to get punched.
And
fall down a flight of stairs.
This again, what makes this movie work is how committed it is and how committed everybody is to just making a really fun action flick. And the fact that they reuse I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss constantly throughout the movie is funny to me because like it comes on, the regular song comes on, but then if you listen closely throughout the movie, there's like an orchestral score of that song like faintly playing in the background in different parts of the movie. And it's just
That's probably one of the only Kiss songs I like because it's so
I was made
it's
for
so
loving
blatant.
you,
It's so
baby.
blatantly
Disco.
like cash grab.
Disco music, yeah.
The only band of that time that got away with doing a disco type song was the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Well, because they already had stolen the blues, they might as well steal.
I come to your emotional rescue. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boom, boom, boom.
But anyway,
What are you doing?
I had to take my headset
That's
because of the allergies,
All
and
right.
pressure on my face.
Sorry.
There's a couple of shots that are like really ridiculous. I'm like, oh wow, that's like we're going here. Of course, you make a movie about stuntmen, you have to make some pretty crazy, ridiculous stunts. So, I enjoyed it a lot. I wish it would have made more money at the box office. That's unfortunate. I'm part of the problem. Maybe I should have seen it in the theater.
Dick. You are such a dick.
Oh, Emily Blunt's great in this as well. Winston Duke, like the whole cast is really good. But Ryan Gosling is just the reason I say he's such a I really believe he's a movie star is he has just so much charisma.
Yeah.
Like he's just so much fun to watch, and this is just a very, very enjoyable action movie. And
He's definitely got it.
there's actually a documentary of it too, of what happens, of like
Is that
the
your second
stunt.
Longbox?
No, but
You're just trying to cram a bunch of shit into one,
there's
huh?
a stunt where it's a free fall stunt, and it's
Mm.
a huge free fall stunt. And it's like, wow, I can't believe they actually got that on film. Like that's fucking crazy.
How far?
I don't know. Watch the documentary, bitch. Whoa, where'd that come from? Yeah. So check out The Fall Guy. It's on Peacock. I watched the extended cut, so you could too.
Wow.
Sorry, my foot hit the.
What the hell?
All right, fuck you.
Wow.
How's that? And also, I want to say, my favorite kind of movie, and this is no bullshit. One of my favorite.
Don't bullshit me.
I'm fucking serious. One of my So, some of my favorite movies are movies about fake movies, and I love movies about fake movies so much. I don't know why. I just do. Tropic Thunder, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a movie about a
Does
fake
that
movie.
apply? Does that apply?
To Three Amigos?
No.
No.
Because that's a real movie or whatever.
Fake people in a real setting. Yeah.
Well, that's very...
Yes.
Yeah. Does that apply to Blazing Saddles?
no.
Because at the end of it-
Because they just break the fourth wall at the end.
Okay, gotcha. Also, one last one.
Okay.
Does that also apply to the part in
about-
Spaceballs where Darth Helmet actually like slices one of the light guys in half? He did it. Right?
No, because again, that's just
That's
fourth
just breaking-
wall.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's such an
Fucking
underrated.
Christ, that's such
It's such an underrated.
That's such
part.
a really underrated joke. I
Oh.
forgot it. He did it.
He did it. Oh, dude, one of the best. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Are you done with your?
I'm done. I just like I realized that like a lot of movies that I like are movies about fake movies. You could also say that, but I would say you could say that about Galaxy Quest because in the Galaxy and Three Amigos technically because both those scenarios they're fake actors. The real actors playing fake actors in fake movies. You know what I mean? Like Galaxy Quest is a fake TV show.
Well, okay.
Three Amigos were fake silent
Galaxy
movies.
Quest
You know what I
and,
mean?
and Three Amigos are
I mean,
okay.
because you had to say that because
very-
Galaxy Quest almost stole the entire plot of Three Amigos.
Well, hang on.
Hey, no.
Well, I love these two movies.
I love them both. I love
I
them
know
both.
you do. The protagonists in Three Amigos are largely inept. But they aren't aware that what. Yeah, I guess.
They're pretty. You got to say because there's the same plot. It's the same. But that's what I mean. I don't care. I enjoy those movies.
Oh yeah, no, but I wouldn't put them into. Sure, whatever.
You could also say that if you were into Entourage, you could say that because that's
Yeah, I don't
all
watch that
about
shit.
being a fake.
I don't
actor.
watch that shit
I don't like.
because that's for fucking chud dickheads.
You know who it's for.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
He's an executive producer.
Yeah.
Next piece of shit for you. Go for it.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
It's late. We were late.
We're late. It's time to go.
Get your ass out of here.
I was also at the comic book store
you
the other
nerd.
day.
Friggin' nerd.
When I picked up Action Comics, and I saw this on the shelf, and it was Al Ewing. It's from Boom Comics, Boom Studios, and it's called We Only Find Them When They're Dead. And Captain Malik and the crew of the Vison 2 are in search of the only resources that matter and can only be found by harvesting the giant corpses of alien gods found on the edge of human space. While other autopsy ships and explorers race to salvage the meat, minerals, and metals that sustain the human race, Malik sees an opportunity to finally break free from the system by being the first to find a living god.
Ooh.
The artwork is...
It's an indie book, huh?
Oh, yeah. The artwork is fucking incredible. When the god wakes up,
Oh,
you see the face?
Yeah, the lasers.
and the ship is way over here.
Or the light coming out, I mean.
And
Yeah.
they're just like these, and there's and there's the part where they're cutting the cheek of the shit. I'm getting there. But the whole story is it's largely the artwork really makes it a lot. It's interesting, but what they're saying is like at some point in the future, all the resources are gone from everything, but they are able to find these giant corpses at the edge of human space. And I'm trying to get one so you can show, so I can show you what it looks like when they're cutting up their cheek, because they go and they get like here it is. They cut into they do a claim on the god's cheek.
Okay.
And they just cut it up into meat patties.
And just
to
use
eat.
it to eat.
They find that these giant corpses are coming up. So it jumps into a world that's already, established, right?
Yeah,
so you got to kind of figure shit out. It starts off with this Captain Malik, and like he's a young kid, and his mom is showing him his first god, because she runs an autopsy ship. And he's like, why is it not moving? And then it goes, here's the big, double page spread is why is it not moving?
Yeah.
And throughout the story, this is the first book, The Seeker. There's another book called I can't remember, but I'm gonna get that one. It's really, really great. I've gotten more.
It's a Boom Comics book.
Well, it's Al Ewing.
Yeah.
And I loved Immortal Hulk, love it. And he did. Didn't he do Defenders too?
Yeah.
So I mean, break me off a slice of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I saw it, and the title is so fucking interesting. And I was like, well, drawn to that. And then I started reading it, and again, the art is really, really good. The plot is, again, it takes a little bit to kind of get going, but the artwork is so compelling. And by about halfway through, by the end of the first issue, because it collects 1 through 5, by the end of the first issue, you're hooked. You're just like, okay, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? And it's really, really incredible. And the end of the book, which is also the end of number 5, is a crazy fucking twist. Like, I can't give it away. And the whole book is $9.99.
Actually, Jesus the whole time.
Is $9.99.
Yeah.
For a 5 issue, like that would have been $20
usually,
from fucking Marvel or some shit.
Usually that's what Image does. They'll do like the $10 for the first volume, and then they'll jack it up to
The
like
second one is
$15
$10 too.
In this, well, yeah.
I'm just like they're saying like,
oh yeah,
hey,
I'm sure they
we
do.
know we can't get $20 for this because we're Boom Studios, so we're gonna sell it for 10. And you know what? It's a better quality book anyway.
Wow.
Fuck
There you go.
Marvel, man.
Say it with your chest.
Fuck Marvel, man.
Fuck Marvel,
man. Yeah, nah.
All right, so I'm going to talk about
That sound is 100 podcasts being shut off.
100.
Only 100 because that's how
the
many.
sound of 10 podcasts. Shut up.
You give us too much credit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
we sing it again?
No. As I was doing the fucking notes.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Rise it up.
No, that's not what I was doing. But anyway, I want to talk about a book without pictures, with words.
Whoa, what the fuck?
I'm
We don't
out.
do those kind of books here.
I don't read.
Is there at least little illustrations every once in a while?
What, are you gonna tell me there's a bunch of words together making a
Oh,
sentence?
it's another Joe Hill book.
And another bunch of sentences making a paragraph.
Let me just go ahead and do this during this. So I
Yeah,
don't know
shut
the-
your hole.
Hey, that's not very nice.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Why do you keep turning
So
down my
I
mic?
am trying to be a completionist for Joe Hill books because I actually read the first Joe Hill book I ever read was the book called Horns. And that was when I read it was his third book. First book of his I read. And then I read Nosferatu, which is a 700 plus page book. And then I read The Fireman at some point, which was another 700 page
Can I ask
book.
you about Nosferatu?
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with like the actual movie or like?
No. It's a clever name on the book because it's about he's a vampire, but he's not like a blood-sucking vampire. It's more like an energy, like soul-sucking vampire. So he takes these kids and he puts them in his Rolls Royce, and as they're in the car, he's like slowly sucking their life force out of them. You know,
It's not cool.
taking their souls.
Not cool.
Yeah. So that, and then I read the Fireman, but I also read Heart Shaped Box. So this book I'm talking about now, the fifth book that I read of his, and I think he has 6 or 7. He's also got a new one coming. I'm like, damn it, I'm never gonna catch this guy. I'm never gonna read all his books. He's not as bad as his dad, Stephen King.
That was my problem. I talked to you off the air. I tried to do that with Stephen King in high school,
Yeah.
and by then he had like 15 books, I think. But he just kept.
Ooh, that was still 80s fucking King, man. He was cranking them in the 80s.
Dude, I'm saying
that was cocaine King.
I'm saying like, this is like
Was it?
late
Yeah.
80s, early 90s, so he
Yeah.
was done with the cocaine at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he was still like, you would read one and you're trying to read one and then you realize,
Yeah.
oh, he's coming out with another one and another one.
Well, and
And then another one. And you're
and-
like, fuck, there's no
And
way.
then he'll write like a 700-page book, and it's like, it's like it's
Yeah,
cool.
I got time.
It is cool because you get like to spend more time with those books, and
Yeah.
it's nice to have that meaty read and like.
I haven't read one of those in a long time. The last
Well, his next
Yeah.
book that he is said is going to try and get published in summer 25 is another like 700-page beast. And I'm like, this fucking guy. And I'm like, it's going to take me all summer to read that book. But anyway, the book that I just finished is Strange Weather. And that is 4 short stories collected into this book around the motif of some sort of weather. And he actually has made his bones doing short stories, because I have another one that I'm reading called Full Throttle that I want to finish too. And what I liked about Strange Weather is the fact that it was only 4, and so they were really focused. And so the first book is called Snapshot, and it's about this like creepy man he's got a camera that steals people's memories. But it's also a story that's a metaphor about this little boy who is experiencing this older woman that used to be his like nanny, who like, based on how the story is, like she actually loved him a lot, like a parent would. And it's like him explaining it in the future, and he's talking about like the fact that, it was, yes, this happened, but it was, a lot of it was this poor old lady was losing her memories, because it's a horrible thing to lose. And his ending is like, oh well, he made like the processors and things so like your computer, like you'll never forget, your computer never forgets, and all that. And the next story just takes a hard right turn called Loaded, and it's about gun violence. And let me tell you, this is what I love about this approach to this book, is like it shows you how versatile Joe Hill is as a writer, and how versatile the genre of horror can be. Because Snapshot is a little bit more like classic horror of like this creepy guy, and like it kind of takes a turn and it makes a twist of being a little bit more of a sentimental story. Whereas this one, it is in your face with the violence, and it's horrific, and it's a different level of horror, like a truly different level of scary. because it starts with an innocent black kid getting shot, and then it jumps into the future, and it's this racist ex-military guy who shoots a Muslim woman and her child because he thinks that it was the baby strapped to her was a bomb, and thinks that she was a shooter when the shooter at the time was a woman that was shooting the owner of the diamond store he was fucking, and she took it out and shot him. But this racist guy thought it was this woman. And then like you're reading this story and it's like it's crazy because at the end of it that guy goes on a rampage and keeps shooting people, and it's like the description of it, and then it ends and it's like it fucks you, it rattles you, and it's like and I was reading it, I was like, this is fucked, man. Like I didn't know if I liked it, but by the time I finished it, I'm like, this is what makes horror so good. Is it took that moment and it was real. And it made me realize, like, oh, that was his intent. His intent was to rattle my cage and be like, yeah, this is, like, because he's like, I'm so sick of guns being romanticized. And I wanted to tell a violent, grisly, scary story showing you, like, because, like, the whole time, like, even there's a sex scene where even, like, the description of the sex scene is talking about a gun because it's him romanticizing the gun. Like, that's what that whole story is. And then you jump to something like Aloft, where it's a dude who's skydiving and lands on a cloud, and he's stuck on a cloud. And it's like this very dream-like story that's really weird and out there. And then it ends with a story called Rain, which he said is like him parodying himself. And it's rain of nails. It's not like rusty nails. They're like it's crystallized, hardened rain, like frozen rain. And it's a like post-apocalyptic event because it kills people, because it just stabs through them. Cars crash. You can't drive because there's these big fucking needles sticking out. And it's like how that story unravels is really fun and interesting. But like the character, like one of the best names for a character ever is Honeysuckle Speck is her name. And it's this like lesbian, she what was her, I can't remember her, it was Leanne or something like that. I can't remember. But like it was a really like fun, interesting story of like how she dealt with like she deals with this bigot who tries to kill her, and she beats the shit out of him, and like some gratifying things. And it was an interesting story. And by the time I finished it, I was like, it was fun to see him try different levels of horror, reach different levels of the genre. And at the end of the day, I enjoy it. I'm going to try and read Full Throttle and 20th Century Ghosts. And then when King Sorrow comes out, his new book, I'll try and dive into that. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to get back into comics because I definitely want to read that book that you were talking about. We only find them when they're dead. I also want to get back into I have the Grant Morrison Green Lantern books. I just have not.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I haven't gotten around to reading them.
There's a great Stephen King short story book. And one story is it's reads as the diary of a dying man.
Yeah.
He's a doctor who has been he's been using his pilot's license in his spare time to make a shitload of money running heroin.
Sure.
And his plane dies, and he's stuck on this island with no food and no water, but a shitload of heroin. So he starts figuring out that if he's like, I can't find any food or whatever. So he starts.
Yeah, dosing, right?
He starts dosing himself a little bit so that he can take his own toe off and eat it.
Oh my God.
And so on.
Oh my God.
It is one of the best fucking written, because he writes about it after. I won't tell you the end because you have to read it. You have to read it. It's fucking insane. I'll find out where it is, but and what it's called. But he writes about it afterwards, and he's like, sometimes I'm gonna do my best, Stephen King. Sometimes I'm wondering if that thing is a possible thing. So I go to my doctor friend, and I'm like, can a person eat themselves alive?
If they have enough heroin?
No, he talked to his friend. He's like, how would that work? Like if somebody had medical training enough to like make sure that they're pinching off the the arteries and stuff. So they're doing proper amputations, right?
But are they taking the heroin for pain?
Yeah.
So they just knocks them out?
No,
Afterwards?
It's doing it so that they can cut.
So they can
pieces
do
of-
it.
Yeah, so
I
the
know,
guy
but-
can. But he
Now,
has.
how can he do that if he's fucked up on heroin? Like, how is he going to be able to tie it off?
You have to read it. You have to read it.
That's all I'm saying. I feel like he's too fucked to.
You have to read it.
All right.
But I'm saying it's like what a great concept of
Yeah.
like you're
that's
talking
wh-
about
that's why I like-
the story about the guy getting caught on a cloud.
Yeah, that's such an
And I
interesting
can
concept.
imagine like how that's where the best stories come from is like somebody just going like, I wonder if that could happen. And what you take a character and you throw him in there, and for all we know, Joe had no idea. He just thought about it, and he throws his character in there. Here, you're stuck on a cloud, and now what does he do? And the character surprises even him.
A couple of the stories he said just came up in book tours in between of him doing other things for other books where he kind of just like scribbled
Well,
it
it
down.
can come from anywhere.
The one called Loaded about the gun violence. He's like, he goes, I wanted to write that story. He said, I had an idea for that story and was writing about that story since Sandy Hook. And this book was published in 2017.
Well, he's from
so
New
he'd been,
England.
yeah. But, and he says at the end of this book, he says, and he said it in interviews too, he goes, the most appealing thing for him about short stories and why they're fun to write and why they're fun as a reader, because short stories get just in your fucking face and tell you what's happening because they have to, because they're like, I only have like 100 and some pages to tell you this story, so I'm going to tell this story. And he says in this book, like, there are so many great books out there that are short and lean and tell you what they need to tell you, and that's what's. And I think like I saw some things about him on Reddit of like different people saying like they think that Joe Hill's best stuff is when he does short stories, and I'm gonna read Full Throttle that has a lot more of his short stories. He even has a couple of stories he did with Stephen King.
Well, yeah.
But I think though, well, based on Strange Weather, I really love what he did in that format, and it's kind of inspired me to want to do that. Like, I want to go back into writing, and I think a lot of the times when I write, I get bogged down so much and get excited so much about world building and all this other stuff.
When you could just write a 50-page fucking thing,
Yeah,
man.
just bang out a story.
Yeah, so that's been our double wide. It's 9:58, and I turn into a pumpkin at 10, bro.
Oh shit!
I fucking know. So I just wanted to.
It is my goal this spooky season to get
Just
you to
saying.
watch at least one horror movie.
I will watch one horror movie. You know what?
preferable alternative.
Sorry.
Stop that shit. Stop that shit. I'll tell you, I will watch a horror movie. Watch Silver Bullet, starring
Stephen
Corey
King's
Haim.
werewolf movie. Ugh.
That's the one horror
There's
movie.
not
I'll
enough werewolf movies out there.
watch. Have you ever seen the Brotherhood of the Werewolf?
No.
The Brotherhood of the Wolf?
The-
Loop de.
The best werewolf movie is An American Werewolf in London, and I'll fight you on that.
Yeah.
I love that movie. What are you talking about?
The special effects still hold up.
The transformation
And it's a
scene
John
is-
Landis
is-
movie.
is insane.
It's a John Landis movie, which means it's hilarious. Fucking Griffin Dunn as his dead best friend.
Don't be a putz, David.
Such a great
He's a
fucking
zombie.
character. Yeah.
So
So funny.
what a movie.
I thought he was just an undead dude.
Well, it's like a zombie in his head. Because he's dead.
Yeah.
I was trying to watch that movie
He's like
once every spooky season.
He's like
I'm gonna make
Jonah Hill.
You know what?
in,
I'll get you to
Walk
watch
Hard.
like Evil Dead 2 or something.
I'm not watching none of your shit. Because I don't need to be scared. Because life is it's 10 o'clock. Fuck. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.